Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Story Dude. I'm gonna be your host today, coming at you live from my mom's basement in Wichita, Kansas. We're gonna get right into some of the best, the most wonderful, the most wacky stories making the rounds of the internet today. So let's see what we got, huh? Am I the a-hole for asking my girlfriend to leave the house for 6 to 7 hours a day? Throwaway because girlfriend is a Redditor. I am a 24-year-old male hailing from Canada, and I have been in the US for 10 months, where I have been living with my American girlfriend, who's 25 years old, for 7 of them. My time in the US is almost up, and I'm stressing about having to return to Canada. For one, my family is reliant on me to make money to support my grandma and pay for her medical support. I also want to earn money to give my girlfriend. She deserves the world. Because I have so many side hustles going on to earn money, I admittedly don't spend a lot of time with my girlfriend. But I've always been open with her that I am not able to give her a lot of attention right now, even though I love her more than anything. My girlfriend lost her job last month, and as a result has been at the house more often. We live in a 1-bedroom and split the rent evenly. She understands that I'm busy all day, all night, but I don't like when she's sitting in the same room as me. Even her presence is distracting. She will try to start conversations, and she's not the cleanest, so I would ask her to go to the bedroom for the day while I worked in the living room at my desktop. She was okay with that for a few weeks, but began to complain that she was stuck in the bedroom. She always says that since she's paying half the rent, she has the right to be where she wants to be in the house. I agree, so after a few big fights, we agreed she would leave the house during the day, and I would leave the house at night. Well, now she's upset that she's spending all day out of the house. Her car was in an accident last month and has been in the shop. So she's been going to do work in the baba shop by our house. Before anyone asks, I'm not able to do the work I do during the day outside of the house, which is why I leave in the evening. Today, my friend was over and was sitting on the couch where my girlfriend usually eats lunch. I say couch, but it's really an oversized love seat. My girlfriend went to go sit in her usual spot to eat lunch, but I asked her if she could eat in the kitchen instead, so she would have more room to eat. She went into the kitchen, but I could tell she was pissed. When I asked her if everything was okay, she said she was tired of me controlling her. I think she's being selfish and not considering that I need a certain environment to concentrate and get work done, and that I'm doing all of this for her and my family, and one day I will be able to spend all the time in the world with her, but that right now I am really grinding and most strong relationships are built on sacrifice. So, am I the a-hole for asking my girlfriend to accommodate my work schedule? I'm going to go with yeah, mainly because, your friend can come over and chill, but your girlfriend can't be in the same room as you. That's really weird, and I totally understand why she's pissed. But let's see what the community has to say. Maybe I'm wrong. Again. You're the a-hole. Your girlfriend does not have to leave the house all workday. That's ridiculous. You need to adapt or go to the library. Yes, that's another thing I was thinking. It's like, you say you can't do the work that you do anywhere else. It sounds like you're at a desktop. That means you don't have a laptop. But yes, the library's got all the computing power you need, man. Go to the library. You're the a-hole. She's right. She pays half the rent. She's entitled to be there. If you need isolation to work, I suggest you find a secluded location to hide yourself in. Your expectations are unreasonable. Yeah, have you ever heard of earplugs? Noise-canceling headphones? There's so many options for you. You're the a-hole. If you need a special quiet place to work, it's on you to manage that. You don't get to go around kicking people out of spaces they pay equally to be in. Major a-hole move. Go to the library if you're too broke for a 2-bedroom or your own apartment or a WeWork subscription. Figure it out, man. No one's commenting on the friend who gets to chill with you, but not your girlfriend. Why did you let her move in if you need her to leave half of working time? This ask is far too big. She pays half the rent. She shouldn't have to leave for half the day. It sounds like you need to ask her to move out, which she will probably do, and which will probably be the end of the relationship. Good luck. You're the a-hole. She feels that I am controlling. Yes, you are. I want to know if I'm being unreasonable. Yes, you are. This is her house as well, and I know that she has every right to be in it. Yes, she does. Are you the a-hole? Yes, you're the a-hole. Wow, review OK929, living up to your username and living up to my expectations of a good comment. Thank you for that. Yeah, all right, we'll never know more about that one. So I guess we're moving on. Sorry, I'm having trouble concentrating today because they're shooting down UFOs. You know, you must have heard about this. This is kind of a big deal. Anyway, am I the a-hole for arguing with my wife and refusing to fire the nanny? I'm a male, I'm 30 years old, and I live with my wife, who's a female, in her 30s. We both work full-time jobs and have 3 kids, ages 3, 6, and 7. I used to work from home with flexible hours, but I've been offered a promotion which requires me to go to work in person. The pay increase is really significant, so my wife and I agreed I should take the promotion and hire a part-time nanny for our kids. I got in touch with a nanny agency, and they matched us to someone who lives local. They only told us her first name, which is a really common name anyway, but for the sake of storytelling, we'll say her name is Sarah. I spoke to Sarah on the phone, and she seemed really nice. We arranged a day for her to come over and meet my wife and the kids, and for us to show her around the house. When the day came around and we met her, it turned out that my wife already knew Sarah. It was really awkward. I wasn't sure how they knew each other until afterwards. My wife told me that back when she was in high school, her boyfriend at the time cheated on her with Sarah, who was in her class. Yeah, man, you can't hire this nanny. Are you crazy? Are you crazy, man? She wasn't enthusiastic about it, but my wife didn't seem to have a problem with Sarah being our nanny at first. Then that's you not reading the signals, my friend. Our kids love her, she has lots of experience, and she's available when we need her. After a couple of weeks with pretty much no issues, my 2 oldest kids come to me and say that they don't want Sarah to come back. I asked them why, and they said she's evil. I ask her why they think she's evil, and our 6-year-old starts crying and says that Sarah is mean and wants to hurt mommy. I talked to my wife in private, and at first she said she had no idea what the kids were talking about, and that it must be because of something Sarah did. When I pressed, my wife admitted that she told the kids that Sarah is evil. She said she knows it was a ridiculous plan, but she was hoping I'd fire her. My wife asked me to fire the nanny because their history makes her uncomfortable. I asked why it wasn't an issue before. My wife said she just needed to think about it, and she's decided Sarah has to go. I told my wife that we can find another nanny, but until then, there's no reason to get rid of Sarah, and that she was out of line for trying to weaponize the kids against her when Sarah is no danger to them. My wife disagreed and said that we need to just fire Sarah ASAP and hire a temporary babysitter until we can find another nanny. She said she wasn't weaponizing the kids, she was just setting boundaries. This turned into a really heated argument, and I called my wife insecure and controlling and told her she needs to go to therapy. My wife said I'm being inconsiderate of her feelings and need to put myself in her shoes. This is one of our biggest arguments in a very long time, and I just want a neutral opinion of whether I was wrong. I'm going to go with, everyone's out of line on this one, but you especially, OP. Let's see what the community has to say about it. ESH, I called it. Your wife shouldn't be talking about Sarah to your kids, but you also shouldn't be insisting that Sarah remain hired. There are plenty of other people who I'm sure would be equally as nice and fun as Sarah, with the added bonus that this one won't have painful beef with your wife. Yeah, I mean, it can't be overstated how uncomfortable your wife must be and how uncomfortable she must have been since the very beginning. And she probably just didn't want to mess up your job by, putting a stake in your wheel, so to speak. I hope that's a real saying. I'm just imagine. Anyway. Yeah. Less talking, more reading. Come on, story dude. You got this. ESH. Your wife got cheated on by her ex with a woman who was in your lives and in your kids' lives. The sensible thing to do would have been to say right away, okay, we'll find someone else. You are being inconsiderate of her feelings. That makes you an a-hole. Your wife should never have asked your kids the way she did. That was beyond the pale. That makes her an a-hole. All in all, it means all you suck. But maybe that says something about you, OP, if your wife felt she needed to go behind your back. Maybe she was really disappointed that you didn't just make the right decision right away. Seems like she was forced into making an emotional and irrational and ineffective decision there. ESH. She went about that in the ass-backwards, immature way, but ultimately she gets a say in who watches the children. She should have just been honest and vetoed Sarah from the start. Yeah, I think, OP, you need to realize how you would feel if you would have some dude that your ex-girlfriend cheated on you with in your house for any reason, be it the cable installation guy or a dinner guest or whatever. It'd make you feel very uncomfortable, and I think you need to take that into account, sir. Now we've got a conflicting opinion here. Not the a-hole, and her behavior disturbs me. I can't imagine causing my children to fear their safety or their mother's safety because of my own insecurities from high school. It's a good point. I didn't think about, to a 6-year-old what it means to say someone's evil. I mean, they believe in Santa Claus, so when you say someone's evil, it means that they're like a demon or Satan or something. They must have been scared out of their minds. I mean, the manipulation and abusive behavior is disturbing. If the truth is not corrected for those kids, they could end up believing daddy hired an evil person to get rid of mommy. I think firing because of the wife's behavior and issues could lead to legal ramifications, slander, and wrongful termination. Now, that's an interesting angle there. What if you can't get rid of Sarah? And she's there, and she's evil, and she's in your house forever. OP, you messed up so bad. ESH, your wife isn't an a-hole for not wanting Sarah to continue. However, she's an a-hole for involving and manipulating the kids. She should just have told you how she was feeling directly. Both you and your wife need to be comfortable with the nanny. Your wife is not, so the nanny needs to go. All right, well, that concludes this one. Sorry about, tripping about those UFOs, but man, it's really crazy. I hope they figure it out, and I hope that I will be here tomorrow in a human form to continue my task of reading you the best stories on the internet. All right, everybody, take care. Catch you next time.